everyone. Sorry I was a little late. I didn't wake up till the alarm went off. So, well, that's not true. I woke up but went back to sleep until the alarm went off. Normally, I wake up before the alarm, but not today. Good morning, good morning. Welcome in. How is everybody doing on this glorious Monday morning? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want anybody to worry. If I'm not going to be here, it's going to be on my page. Trust me. So, this morning, we have some changes to the lineup today. I'm going to save the raising of the consciousness till Wednesday. But today we're going to talk about, I'm calling it Elena and Friends, because it's a whole bunch of people in a van, and none of y'all have a dime ever. You don't even have money to feed yourself. But you're not paying for housing, electric, water, an apartment, a mortgage. Y'all are in a van. 3 people with checks. And y'all don't have enough money for gas and food? Let's not forget about the 2 dogs. Then we have Haley, Team Medina, Brandon's Angel. I don't even know her name, but she made it to the grid. Kat. Then we have Kim H, Timothy Nash, and Faith for Security. I am also adding Jalen and potentially a few others. Oh, it's 3 dogs. My word. So, let's just go on ahead and get started. Who do I want to let's start with Hallie, because why not? So Hallie's been on the grid for a few lives in a row. Wait, hold on. You said, see, Kat look, yeah, Kat is. Oh, her name is Violet. Used to be Hype Queen. Okay, remind me that when I get to her photo. Oh, Violet. Okay. Because what she did, I had a lot of empathy for her. Yes, okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm all rushing ahead. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you are a member of the team, hit the daily heart me. If not, stick around, and if you like what you hear, hit the daily heart me. Good morning, all for one. If I change a photo, what I ask is that you tap until you see the heart. Keep tapping until you see the heart's tail, and then fill it. It's 85 clicks. It happens very quickly. And then take a break. If you would like to keep tapping after that, please be my guest. But that's what I'm asking for. It is to get us on the FYF, so that people know that we're here this morning, and hopefully we'll come across some new people so that they can hear and not get taken advantage of. But it is also to maintain the live, because we know that the people I featured do not like the fact that they're getting called out. So those are the 2 reasons, and I would appreciate it if you could help me out. Okay. So Hallie, ma'am, Hallie literally, the wind could blow left and she'd find a reason why she needed money. And I don't understand it. Oh, thank you, Granny Annie. You know I love it. Thank you so much. Good morning to everybody. So, when the first time I put Hallie up here, it was because she was staying with her cousin I believe because of a domestic situation with her wife, even though they've only been married since August the 8th. And so she was staying with her cousin, and she decided that the chat needed to give her money to stay in a hotel room because she doesn't have any privacy at her cousin's house. Excuse me? Privacy is what, a luxury when you can afford it. It is nobody else's job to provide you with privacy. And I was like, no, you need to end up on the grid because that's ridiculous. Well, I don't believe she got it. And of course I got blocked for saying that it's a luxury when you can afford it. But that doesn't stop her. She gets a check every month, and granted, her check is probably the $9.97, $9.96, whatever the amount is, which tells you that at her big age, she hasn't worked enough to get enough credits to get Social Security disability. And I will also admit that almost $1,000 a month does not go very far. But Hallie expects people to pay for everything that she wants. Not necessarily what she has to have, not a basic need, but what she wants. So, over the course of the weekend, her wife has diabetes. They weren't paying attention to her wife's feet, which is like number one, which you should pay attention to. And she ended up with a wound bad enough that when she went to the wound clinic, they sent her right to the hospital. Now, Hallie asked her people for $50 so that her wife could go to the wound clinic. How does your wife get everywhere else? She doesn't always get exactly what she asks for, but she gets something. She gets enough that she keeps doing it. It is very frightening with diabetes. You have to pay attention to your hands and feet, but your feet especially, because oftentimes people with diabetes get something called neuropathy, which means they don't feel a wound on their hands and feet. So you have to watch that very carefully. I know because we had to do it with my mother. So she wanted $50 for her wife to go to the wound clinic. How does your wife get around on any other day? I don't know if her wife works or not, but I see her wife come and go. Really, Missy Muffy? I'm so sorry. So, okay, cool. I don't know if she got that $50. But then the wife went from the wound clinic to the hospital. What does Hallie do? She comes online and cries, but plays slow, sappy, sad music to make sure she can keep crying. And of course, everybody was like, sweetheart, what's wrong? Honey, what's wrong? And she's like, my wife is in the hospital and I'm so heartbroken about it. I was like, why aren't you at the hospital with her then? Like, you're sitting here crying, wanting people, and I don't understand why people come on TikTok to cry. Now, I understand sometimes people are trying to vent, whatever the case may be. But when you're a scammer, I always feel like it's part of the scam. She's like, oh, I can't leave my mother. So that left me with the question, when you went to go stay with your cousin, who stayed with your mother? Again, you can't just say anything to me because I remember what you did or said last week. Okay, no problem. The next time I saw her on, her wife was still in the hospital, and Hallie wanted money because she was going to be at the hospital with her wife on the weekend, and she needed them to give her money so she could eat while she was at the hospital. Say what? Mind you, she had just finished cooking something. So I'm like, can you cook and bring it from home? Like, what do you mean? Yes, you call her a crybaby because every time she wants something, she cries. Scooter, let me tell you. So, okay, no problem. You can't, you need money for food while you're up there? Really? And then to top it off, while her wife was still in the hospital and she's going to see her, let me make sure that I get it exactly right. She wanted them to give her money. This was Friday. To give her money because she wanted to see her wife in the hospital, and she wanted to buy her wife a card, a bear, and flowers. Excuse me? Why is it anyone else's responsibility to see to it that your wife, and even one of her mods even said to her, why don't you make her a card? It'll be so much more meaningful. It was one of them, probably White Sox. Absolutely being an opportunist. She, like I said, if the wind comes from the west, she'll find a reason why she needs money for it. White Sox, you want to say good morning? There y'all go. Hi, buddy. People wanted to say hello to you. I want you to go to sleep. Please don't hit the phone. Nope. Don't hit the phone. Thank you. I don't know why they get me to talk to you when I know what's going to happen. Come on, come over here. Come on. Uh-oh. So, but of course she didn't want to make anything. She wanted money to buy something. And this is the other crazy part. I don't even know if that's what she would actually do with the money. She would probably do something else. But the idea that every time you want something, your chat needs to do it is insane. And then she'll do this. Hey, baby, can you send anything? Do you want to send anything to help me? Lisa, hi. Do you want to send something to help me? Girl, do you really think... Of course not, Harley Ryder. Do you not think that do you think that by calling out somebody's name, that's going to make a difference? Come on now. Good morning. So as long as she's doing this nonsense of expecting people to pay for her every whim, her every desire, she has a spot on the grid. And you guys know that even though you are on disability, it does not mean that you cannot work. For someone on Social Security Disability, SSDI, you can make up to $1,169 or $61, something along those lines. And before it starts to affect your payment. But you have to do that 9 months in a 5-year period, I think. And then it starts to affect how much you get. But for SSI, straight SSI, which is a little less than $1,000 a month, you can get the first $60, no penalty. But then it's $1 for every $2 after that. So if you make $2, they take one away. So that you still come out on top by having a job. Really, Wendy? That's amazing. So the idea that because you have a disability recognized by the feds does not mean that you cannot work at all. So I don't want to hear it. Oh, well, I'm disabled. Okay. But you can do everything else you want to do. So, like I said, welcome to the grid on a permanent basis until you get yourself together. Oh, I've been giving Carrie Wells that memo for some time, and her mods blocked me, I think, even before she can see it, which is fine because I have proof that I let her know that her wheel is illegal in her state, and they just keep giving me evidence. Thank you. I'll be passing it along to the state attorney general's office. And someone said, I'm going to report you, and she thought that meant TikTok. Girl, we are far beyond reporting you to TikTok. TikTok clearly doesn't care. So, no problem. But you say all the time, it's a small business. Your little small business. Are you paying taxes? Because every time I turn around, she's broke. You got 2-for-1 facts. Kim won the wheel 5 times last night. Who was Kim? But thank you, Carrie. Thank you. And thanks to your mods constantly posting in the chat that it's $20 to enter the wheel. It was amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda. Listen, there are some people who are legitimately disabled and unable to work for various reasons. But for somebody who's on here always begging, figure something out, boo. Yep, she has 10 people in her. That's $200 each time to win. Oh, Bashful, I said that last night. I asked her a question. I said, so you mean that you get $180 for one pair of nails? And somebody in her chat was like, no. And so I was like, wait, so 9 girls at $20 a piece is $180. And all she sends is one pair of nails. I said that in her live last night. I sure did. Bachelor, I know sometimes it's $200, but I was just going to the lower end so that people couldn't be like, absolutely not. She needs 9 people for the wheel, and if they pay $20 a piece, that's $180. So you're literally, she's getting $180 minimum and only having to send out one pair of nails. So let's say she was going to send them for $100 plus $10 shipping, which we know is almost never $10, right? That's $110. So she gets to pocket $70 for doing nothing. She's making out so much better doing the wheel than she is selling nails. That's why she don't even bother no more. Why bother? She would have to sell 2 pairs of nails for that 180. And people don't see that as a ripoff, because this is the thing. They think, oh, well, I'm only paying $20. But what about the 8 people that don't get anything and do it over and over again? And then what you get is trash. Oh, yes, I heard that on Friday morning. And let's remember, the stuff she's using, I saw someone show a set of nails that were all over the place. I can't remember what she named them. But whatever she was using to design them, she put it under the nail. Now, it wasn't on the part that you would glue to your nail. But I was like, really? Because one thing about having nails on is that you want to be clean. You use them to cook food, to eat food, to do your makeup. And having little intricate things under the nail is nasty to me. Oh, there are so many nails that are cheaper and better. If you're going to buy her nails, go to Shein and Temu and you'll get more for way less. That's where I get my nails from, because unless I'm going somewhere special, these are just nails I wear on a regular basis. Who needs $200 nails that are going to chip, that are going to bend, that may break, and you only get 10? So you break one, you're shit out of luck. Yeah, you probably will get them faster. But anyway, let's stay focused, because I could talk about Carrie for 3 hours. So that's that on Hallie. Let's talk Kat real quick. Kat is clearly still using. And I don't say that about everybody. But she literally can't remember from 1 minute to the next, from one live to the next, what she has said. She'll contradict herself and then say that you're lying. So we got to go back to the beginning of September when she said she finally got a job. She told everybody she was starting like September the 13th, September the 15th, something like that. And that she needed certain things for the job. If Kat wasn't getting any money, she would stop. So she's getting money. And she'll end the live and then come right back. Is who pregnant? Kat? No. Oh, of course. So, and we know that one of her roommates and friends sells and uses, because we caught that in a live. Good morning. We caught that in a live. Oh, yeah, no, she's a lesbian. Proudly. So, no, I doubt she's pregnant. Then, she tried to show us proof on, like, the 7th that she has her schedule and she's been working and the hours are taking a lot out of her, blah, blah, blah. But you weren't starting until the 13th or the 15th. What do you mean? What do you mean work is killing you? You just started. So we all know that was a lie. I don't even know if the job is real. Because the proof she showed never said her name on it. She literally could have pulled that off the internet. Yes, her face looks horrible. Her face looks horrible. So, then supposedly she starts the job on the day she said she was supposed to start it. So that whole thing about starting it a week early was clearly a lie. But on Sunday the 14th, she came live saying that she needed $20. That she needed, I think it was shorts, belt, and something else. Wait, I could tell y'all. Why am I trying to guess it? I can tell you exactly what she said. She said she needed shorts, socks, and a belt. And that she only needed $20 because she was going to get it from the Goodwill. A week ago. What was she asking for last night? Yesterday, I mean. $20. For the exact same thing that she needed for her job. Ma'am. And so I said it to her in her chat. You asked for this exact same thing a week ago. She ended the live and came right back. She must have ended and came back, 7 or 8 times yesterday? Right. 20 is the magic number. Every live is $20. $20, $20. Shout out to Lisa. And my question is, if you worked all week, starting on the 13th, no paycheck yet? But she doesn't say that. Really, Sammy Bear? Would you like to come up and share your story? I'm so sorry. Because what I'm interested in understanding is, what did she say that you thought, I'm going to send her my $20? Or however much you sent. I'm going to send her $1. Because one of the things that's important to me is I do this on a regular basis. And I regularly come across people who get scammed, right? And I'm always interested in understanding that you heard the same thing I did. What makes you have empathy enough to send somebody your money? And yes, it is true. Never send anybody money on the internet that you aren't clear about. Oh, yeah, don't be ashamed. So she told you she would pay you back. Oh, the worst scams of all. Because then you expect to get it. And by the way, Tim and Angela are probably going to end up back on the grid. If you haven't seen it, go to Fallon's page. They are still doing the same nonsense. But there's even more. But I'll be waiting until Friday to talk about it. But they're going to end up back on the grid. She doesn't recall you. Cat, you know exactly who sent you money. Because she'll probably send you a request for more at some point. She knows who you are. I bet Sammy Bear, do a video. Show the screenshots where you sent her the money and now she's saying she doesn't remember you sending her money. Yeah, I'd love for Sammy to grab a box, but I don't want her to feel pressured. If she's not comfortable, she doesn't have to. I appreciate her just telling us. You know why? Because there are other people who are probably in here, first time, don't know, and they think, why is that woman judging her? How does she know that she's a scammer? Well, there you go, Sammy Bear. Sammy Bear is someone who had enough empathy to send her money, with the promise she'd get paid back in a couple of days. And let's be clear, she has gotten that $20 over and over and over again, but she is using it for illegal purposes. Right. Thank you, Sammy. Because it informs everybody else. It lets everybody else know that I'm not making it up. The other people who are in anti-scam aren't making it up. I don't just pluck people out of TikTok and say, you're a scammer. She, just like Hallie, looked for any opportunity to need money. But after her friend came in while she was live and is like, I saved us this and this to use. And we were all like, what? She ends the live, comes back, and tries to tell us we didn't hear what we heard. Girl, bye. We heard you clearly. And again, I'm going to talk to the mods. How can you mod for somebody that you know is taking advantage of other people? Your acceptance of that bad behavior is why she gets to continue. Unmod yourself. Being a mod is not that important. Unmod yourself. Go mod for somebody else that's here for all the right reasons, doing the right thing. Sherry, listen. But what's crazy is people would think, well, they're doing it because they're getting kickbacks. And they're not. And they're not. She's not sharing a dime. They just get off on the power of it all. Oh, no, Lori, it's going to be time to do a mod Digital After Dark soon. By the way, I apologize. Digital After Dark was supposed to be this past Saturday, but I forgot and said it was supposed to be next Saturday. So it is going to be next Saturday. Even though there's MMA on, I'm going to still go live. But this live will be a little unique because regardless of what we discuss, people who follow MLA Red, All for One, me, we're going to get together a list of CAs. And while we are live for that 2 hours, we're going to report them en masse. Because if 5 people do it while they're live, 5 people do it after they're live, it's not effective. Wait a minute. What? You guys are going to think what you want to think. What do you mean, Mercury Morgan? I missed whatever you said before that, so I don't know. We know what's really going on with her too. What you mean? We know what's going on with her. We can see it from 1,000 miles away. Would you like to enlighten us? Understand something. I'm not mean and nasty. I'm not going to bring you up so I could go off just to drop you. But I'd love to know how you can hear the same thing I can hear and you hear it differently. Or you think that it's different than what I hear. Right, JJ Love. Please come grab a box. You won't be mistreated here. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Did you run when I... Okay, well, then you aren't really prepared to stand on business. Because if you know something about her that we don't know, that we should know, that would inform us better about what's going on, come up and tell us. Good morning. Well, she doesn't want a box, guys. They like to come in and sit in the chat and pop off and say what it is they want to say. But when they're asked to come up and stand on it and let us know what's what, if we are uninformed in some way, they don't want to. So then stay in the comments. Don't mute and block. Let her sit here, because this is the important thing. You can be here for the cat story. Be here for the rest. Be here for the rest. Because you might believe your person, but when I show you the next person and the next person and the next person, you might realize that your person fits the mold just like the rest. Yeah, Jamie, that's another reason why they're here, because they want to write down everybody's name so that in case you go in her live, they can block you. Again, you can't do enough blocking to block me. Or I should say, you can't do enough blocking that's going to stop me from being able to watch. Who, her friend that came in here? I don't know. Never heard of her before. Right. Absolutely, Peaches. I mean, Princess Peach. Absolutely. They love to talk about how they know more than we do, and how they're trying to do things behind the scenes, and yet their person hasn't changed at all. Shout out to Miss May and Timothy Nash. Miss, I know things more. I want to ride around anti-scam, but be right back in there modding 5 minutes later. Next. Wait, I didn't get to finish saying what I was saying about Saturday night. So, if you have a CA of a scammer, DM me. We're going to put a list together. And as we do Digital After Dark, we're going to put some in the chat. And we can all deal with it at once. Wait, what did you say? Oh, yeah. Miss May, where are you? I bet you won't come in here. Didi, I just made a TikTok. If you get a chance, can you view it? Send it to me, Lady J. Because I'm not going to remember between now and then. Everyone is crazy. Me too. Yes, I talked about Maggie on Friday. Last night, she wanted, what was it, $51 for DoorDash? Correct, Granny Annie. You can't block me out. And if by chance you find every account, I'll just watch it on YouTube. So, have at it. Yes, I cover Maggie every once in a while. It was a seafood boil. I'm not surprised. She begged for DoorDash in the hospital, talking about she wanted seconds and the hospital didn't have any. Yep, Kat is live right now. Somebody go over there and go see if her girl is in there. Probably telling her, oh, they're talking about you. Kat doesn't care. All she cares about is the $20. And this is going to be all day. When does she go to work when she's on live all day? Every few minutes. Begging for money. 8 baby, I know. I'm aware. They want to do that, but they don't want to use it for good. I said last night in my live, if you know where she is, why not call the ASPCA and get them out there to get the dog out of the bathroom and have it evaluated? Because she didn't go to the doctor, nor did she take the dog to the vet. And her solution is to lock it in a room by itself. And Sherry made a really good point last night. If the dog is locked in the bathroom, how are you using the bathroom? You just not using the bathroom? I don't know what Miss M means. Your other solution is to muzzle him? Right. She would have to muzzle him 20. You know what? Hold on. She wasn't a part of today's original, but let's just talk about it. So this is her third bite from the dog in as many weeks. And she tried to blame it initially on the fact that people did firecrackers outside. And as she says, he's been turned ever since. Then one time she got bit because the hotel phone rang. And she again blamed it on the fireworks. And was like, ever since then, it's like he's been nervous, this, that, and the third. Well, while she was sleeping, he got a hold of her arm and really bit her. Like, not just broke the flesh, not just gave her some scratches, but put a hole in her arm. To the point where you could see the flesh on the inside. Now, I know people say, oh, a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's. But there are sometimes something in the dog's mouth that is incompatible with human lifestyle. And so the fact that she didn't go to the doctor is dangerous. But we know why. Because she would get there, they would tell immediately that it was a dog bite. And they would want to know what dog bit her. And if she didn't tell them, they are at right to call the police and say, there's a dog around biting. And the police would say, where do you live? What's the dog? Whatever. She could try to protect the dog, but it won't work. She also claims that she talked to a vet over the phone and the vet gave the dog a prescription. Not There isn't a bad vet on the planet that would do that. Do you realize that a vet would lose their license if they prescribe something to a dog based on a phone call? And did you tell the vet that the dog bit you? Or did you just say, my dog is having a hard time because of noise? But even still, there's no way they're writing a prescription for an animal without seeing the animal. Because there could be 50 things wrong as to why he's nipping at her. So we know she's lying. What I think is that people were recommending that she give the dog Benadryl as like a calming effect. And that's probably what she's giving him. No, Digitally Yours is not my page. Correct. She's not taking it to the vet. Yeah, I know she said gabapentin.
Morning, Dee Dee.
Good
So
morning.
I talked to my vets. The vets have to check, like with my dog. My dog, when she first went to the vets, they know she gets anxiety for going to the vet. So they prescribe dogs gabapentin by a dose.
What do you mean by that?
So when Trixie went, they gave her 100 milligrams for her anxiety because she does not like vets.
Oh, but they didn't give her a daily prescription.
No, it has to be prescribed by the vets, and they have to give it the proper dose.
Oh, correct. That's what she's saying. She's saying that she spoke to a vet. The vet gave her the dosage, and she went and picked it up.
No, the vets have to see it for themselves.
Of course.
That's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to mean, Dee Dee, because my dog's on it.
Okay.
So I only give it to her when she goes to the vets because she does not like going to the vets at all.
Right.
It's supposed to be like an anxiety.
Right, but it's not every day.
Not, you can give them every day with the proper dosage from the vets itself.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to mean because I was talking to my vets yesterday about upping my dog's
amount. Okay.
Yes, I just came up to let you know about that one, Dee Dee, because my dog's on it, so that's how I know.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Dee Dee.
Have a great day.
Oh, I will.
So, this is the point, though. She probably looked it up or someone told her, but there isn't a vet in the country that is going to treat a dog based on just what you say without seeing the dog. Correct. Oh, Andrea, I'm not negating the fact that they don't get it, that they don't get it every day. My whole point is that there isn't a vet that is going to prescribe a medication to a dog that they haven't seen. Correct. Because how does a vet make money just writing prescriptions from over the phone? Correct, Tooth. I don't care how much whining and crying you do about your situation. And it's not like she doesn't have a car to take him. And she just got paid Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And last night, she was asking for money for a hotel room. You didn't get paid Wednesday night, so you either got paid Thursday or Friday, and you're already asking for money for a hotel room? Yes, they shut it off, and she was supposed to pay for it this week when she, well, I should say last week when she got paid. Again, Jordan doesn't expect anybody to listen closely enough to what she says to be able to clock her. Last week, she needed the money because she didn't get the check on time. Then she got bit really badly. Cat is back. Somebody go find out why we keep coming and going. We didn't hear from her over the course of the weekend since she had that bad bite. So that was what, Friday, Saturday? Wait, Thursday? No. When did she get bit? Thursday, right? Or like overnight between Wednesday and Thursday? So let's say we found out about the bite Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, she's asking for money for the room. You just got paid Thursday or Friday. I know people send money every day, but that's why she's up here. Because I want more and more people to see her face and know that she's a scammer. Now, what I said last night is instead of calling her hotel room in front of people just so that you can let everybody know that you know where she is, use it and call the ASPCA and get that dog out of that bathroom. Because, like I said last night, keeping a dog like that cooped up. Oh, it was on Thursday? Thank you for the confirmation. Keeping a dog like that cooped up, that is used to being around you and the other dog, not used to being cooped up. When she opens that door, he's going to bust out. And heaven forbid, she opened the front door to the hotel room and he busts out the bathroom and goes running out. She will have no way of controlling him. He'll be gone. And she's staying in a motel. There are probably families in that motel. And what if that dog attacks a child? But you want to call her hotel to do what? To prove what? You have the information, use it properly. Use it for the right reasons, not just so that you can prove to people that you know where she is. So what? What is you knowing where she is make a difference when there's actually a reason to utilize that information, but you don't do that. You just call her hotel room and dox it to other people. Oh, I know that's where it was. And she tried to say, "Oh, it's closing up, it's healing." Girl, you could be it could be healing, but it could be healing an infection under your skin, which it didn't heal enough, but it's quote unquote healing. You can heal an infection and end up with sepsis. And for someone with such severe heart condition, that is dangerous. But again, she is so selfish. She's not thinking about the dog. She's not thinking about the community. She's not even thinking about her own health. She just doesn't want to give up the dog. And part of me feels like because people have tried to get the dogs away from her before, the idea that she would get rid of the dog is a step too far for her. Correct. So if again, when I did the whole thing about going real life, and I talked about there are days and times like when Becky's husband drove drunk. She had to go real life But that was potentially saving his life and the life of others. She could have even saved Becky's life. Because who knows if he had come back that night, what would have happened? If you're going to do it, use it for good and not to just prove to people, ha ha ha, I have information. Good morning, MLA Red. Okay, honey. Thank you. Oh, good morning, Candy. Thank you. You were blocked by who, Kat or J. Paul? She's so worried about a stalker not knowing what her location is. Girl, you better hope the ASPCA doesn't show up because you're doing all of this on TikTok. Oh, she went back to using the right. Where's this? Has she said anything about the money since the bite? Yeah, I bet Kat ended. She does that. When she's not getting enough, she ends and comes right back. Oh, thank you, MLA Red. I never say that. I know she doesn't have a stalker, but she's more concerned with the stalker knowing where she is than taking care of her own health, taking care of the dog. She's in a closet. Oh, she calls that her safe space. I saw her the other day do that. She considers it her safe space. Right. She's trying to change who's in the algorithm so she comes across somebody new who doesn't know who she is. Asia does the same thing if she's not getting money fast enough. I feel bad for the dog. But let me just add this little caveat. She said that she can't live in the car because of the dogs. It's too confining, even though we know that those dogs have lived in the car before. So the car is too confining where he could be around the other dog and you and look out the window. But he can live in a bathroom by himself with no interaction. That makes sense? Right. Sherry brought that up last night in the live. How does she use the bathroom? Correct, Daisy May. But we've always known she's not a responsible pet owner. When she says she feeds them $40 a bag food, and then what we see is gravy train in the background. But you love these dogs so much. And let me just say something. If he gets a hold to her neck and starts swinging, she's going to love that dog to her own demise. Missy Muffy, all of those are questions. All of those are questions. She probably has a puppy pad in there. But she's clearly afraid of him now. That is not a good combination. What did you say? Being in the bathroom is going to... Correct, animal lover. 110%. If he couldn't live in the car... Oh, Cat is back. I'm telling y'all, she does this all day. If he couldn't handle the car, imagine him handling the bathroom. Probably in the dark. Oh, the worker said the room number by mistake. Yeah. But if you're going to use it, if you're going to have access, then use it for good. That's all I'm going to say on that. It is abuse. So if anybody happens to know the room number, do her and the dog a favor and let the ASPCA know that she has a violent dog locked in the bathroom at a motel that has severely bitten her. And not only has she not gone to the doctor, but she didn't take the vet to the doctor, and she's claiming to give the dog a prescription. Or animal control, whoever. Call somebody. Call somebody with authority that can come in and figure out what's going on. No, because he's locked in the bathroom. How will we know? Oh, she's still using that $20 for work clothes? Probably not. They're probably not vaccinated. Of course she refused. But if she did something to the dog, that's even worse. Oh, Jay, I know that. No, Chris, that's Cat. Cat doesn't work from home. Jay Paul does. Cat is somebody else. Here, I'll show you who Cat is. We talked about her a little bit ago. Oh, wait. This is Cat. That's okay. It's in the bathroom. Yes, it bit her severely. It's so bad. It's such a bad bite that I won't even show it. But it is on Scam Slam's YouTube channel. At the very end, she shows 2 shots of her arm. And on her forearm, that bite is deep. That bite is deep. She definitely should have gone to the doctor. And she didn't. Because she doesn't want to be questioned. So if you know where she is, call somebody. Get her evaluated and the dog too. Yeah, her flesh was showing. It wasn't a like surface wound. It wasn't a scratch. It was deep. And he did it while she was sleeping. So what was happening while you were sleeping that he freaked out like that? Wait a minute, yesterday. I know Kim B, but for what? So you dox her, but you don't use the information that you have about her to better the situation? I have always said, if it comes to harm to a child, a dog, the general community, like someone driving drunk, going real life under those circumstances is not too far as I'm concerned. So we have a woman that was severely bitten by a dog who didn't go to the doctor. We have a dog who's biting his owner repeatedly, who is suffering from anxiety, that is now locked in a bathroom alone 24/7. For the dog's sake, somebody needs to call. You can hear him whining. Oh, I. That it, in my opinion, that is animal abuse. If people know the hotel room she's in, then they know exactly where she is. They not only know what city, but they know what hotel room she is in. Right, Kimby? Oh no. And she said, you're not coming. Please, somebody call. Please, at this point, somebody, if you're afraid to call, send it to me. Because that's not right. That's not right. Right. At this point, if everybody's afraid, I'll call. Let's talk Elena, heartbreaker, risk taker. Hold on, I gotta go back a couple of days. So, I used to watch them, and I've talked about her a couple of times. At the time, she lived in a house or an apartment, I'm not exactly sure. Herself, her partner, and I believe a sibling and the mother. It's a good chunk of them. 3 of which get a check. Let me be clear about that. They get, oh yes, the picture change. Please like the live until you feel the heart's tale. And recently, they decided that they were going to leave where they were. I don't remember if it was Idaho, wherever it was from. They were moving to Washington State. Good morning, Guardians. So they sold as much as they could, raised as much money as they could, probably left when they were getting their checks, and left. Now, I thought it was 2 dogs, but it's 3. So I believe there are at least 4 adults in this minivan and 3 dogs. I don't even know if they made it to Washington State, to be completely honest. When they decided to turn around and come back. Thank you for the gifts, guys. They decided to come back. So what happened along the way? You're already in the car. What are we doing? No, it's not kids. They're all adults in the car. And her partner is the one usually driving. So she used to beg when she was home, and it was always usually food. Now, it's enough of them that they should have had food stamps. Y'all all on disability, and trust me, it's not SSDI. Yeah, it was the boyfriend. He's still there. He's still there. He's the one driving. So, they're coming back. Okay. Sorry, hold on, guys. There's a lot of notes going on. So now they're in the car and they're begging for money to eat. Now, let me explain something to you. It's at least 4 of them, 4 adults, and they want people to send them money to feed 4 adults a couple of times a day, and they need gas in the car. Where is your check going? Because this is the thing. You don't have rent or a mortgage. You have cell phones, and I believe you're using Wi-Fi. You have gas in the car if the car is insured, but there are 3 people with checks. How don't you have gas and food when those are your 2 main expenses besides maybe car insurance and a cell phone? If you were affording an apartment with those 3 checks, what's the problem? And I believe that her boyfriend is not getting a check. So he can't find day labor? He can't go to Labor Ready or one of those, or go on Craigslist and look for something for the day? Correct, Pink Panther. They have become um, experts in allowing themselves to be desperate enough to need somebody else's money. Incredibly entitled. Yes, accustomed. They've become accustomed to the lifestyle of begging. Yep. They feel like when they need something, instead of them being responsible and maybe not eating out in a way that takes all of their money quickly, oh, well, we could do what we want with our money, and all we got to do is go on TikTok and beg. They have gotten accustomed to this lifestyle. Again, it's one thing you end up in a bad set of circumstances. You know, you have people who care about you. You ask them, thank you, Granny Annie. You ask them to get me through this hump, get me through this valley. TikTok scammers' valleys never end. It's always something new. I appreciate you, Granny. And I asked, can you guys not do some day labor? Like something to help yourself? Of course not. And of course, somebody was sending. If you ask her how much she needs, oh, anything will help. It pisses me off when people don't have a cap. So you haven't even bothered to look at what you want to know how much it would cost, because you want as much money as possible. You haven't even looked. That's true cleavage. It would require having a work ethic to begin with. Oh, it's just from one of her lives. Nothing special. I either take a picture during the live or I take a photo from a video. But she's so lazy, she would go live and not even show herself. This is the thing. If you don't want to show yourself, don't show yourself. But I shouldn't have to stare at the ceiling. And she'd look at the phone to see if anybody knew was there, and then she put it back up to the ceiling. Like, what is that? What is that? You make a big move to Washington State and don't even get there, and now you're coming back? I can only imagine how much money people gave you as you were walking out the door. Correct, Princess Peach. Report it. Never. So let's go to somebody that you guys are probably surprised I have up here. Introducing you to Kim H. Now, Kim H is up here not because she's a scammer. If you've never seen her live, please don't eat. Her house is a hoarder house. There's no other way to say it. She has a hoarder house. She'll throw garbage right on the floor. She often goes live in the evenings when she wakes up to cook dinner. Now, I was there one time where people were like, what do you do? And she was like, I sell houses. And I was like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. But then last night she said she's a driver. Katie, the rapping is ridiculous. And the fact that she claims that back in the day her raps were stolen is laughable at best. It very well could be Daisy May. And house hoarding is a mental illness. We've all seen the show. We've all seen the show Hoarders. And usually they have an organizer and a mental health person. Hello. But this is my problem with this situation. And it goes back to what I talked about Friday, which is why she's here today. There are people in her chat normalizing this behavior. Getting upset with people who are like, why don't you clean up? And not even, now don't get me wrong, there are people who are rude, who say nasty things, who body shame her and all of that. But in an effort to counteract the rude, they've gone too far. They have made her feel like her lifestyle is normal. And I'm sorry, it's not. For her own health, her house needs to be cleaned. She's been sick for a month. Look at her life. First of all, I don't know the last time that the stove has been cleaned. She'll put anything in anything. She's like, I lost weight because I'm on a low carb diet. Girl, at least clean the area where you're cooking. I watched her throw food scraps on the floor. Correct, because there's no way she doesn't have roaches or mice or something in that home. And that is incredibly dangerous because they walk all over everything. And then it's not like she rinses it out before she starts cooking. She just starts cooking. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Right, say no to potlucks because you don't know what's going on in somebody's home. But please, I understand that we don't like people to be bullied or to be mistreated. But normalizing bad behavior, whether it's Maggie and the people who feel like it's okay for her to ask for whatever and get it, somebody like Kim, where it is obvious that there's a problem. If you are truly wanting to support her getting herself together because it is unhealthy, it is unsanitary, it's ridiculous. But I put her name and ad there so you can go watch herself. Go watch for yourself. I swear to you, it will be like watching Hoarders. She's a landlord. This is the thing. I shouldn't say most. A lot of hoarders have jobs outside of the home. Heather, I haven't seen a single pet, so no, I don't think so. A lot of them have jobs outside of the home, and people who they work with or around would never suspect. No, I'm not suggesting that the chat fix it for her. Of course not. She does require a professional at this point. She needs a professional cleaner. She needs someone who comes in and takes everything out and then only puts back what's necessary. I'm not suggesting that. What I am suggesting is that she gets hundreds of people in her life who are like, rap for us, do this, do that, show us what you're cooking. And she feels like her lifestyle is normal, that it's acceptable, that it's good, it's what other people would want. And we have to stop normalizing this behavior. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And my problem is, all of her supporters, would they live like that? Really, Mama Butterfly? It's bad. It's bad. Please, unless you have seen it for yourself, go watch it for yourself before you try to tell me what's what. Go watch the chat, watch the gifts, and watch the house, because she's going to show it. Even where she sits it up, you can see into what's her bedroom. We have got to stop normalizing behavior. Oh yeah, the fly strips right in the middle. It's bad. And even that, you need a new fly strip at this point, ma'am. Yes, go down the rabbit hole. Nope, she has no shame. Yes, do not eat while you're watching. It is. She'll throw food scraps into a garbage can without a bag. What are we doing? Okay, all for one. No, do not bully. I don't believe in that. Don't bully her. Don't go in and be like, why don't you clean your home? There's clearly a deficiency. I'm merely pointing out that there are people who are in her chat acting as if this is normal and okay, and let's be entertained. Yeah, we don't bully over here. Mm-mm. And if I find out you're bullying somebody, you won't be in my live, not with that screen name, you won't. You might have another one you come in here under, but not the screen name that got caught bullying. Absolutely not. Don't do it. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. If you need motivation to clean, watch her. Because you'll be like, oh, there's a little scrap of paper on the floor. Let me pick it up. Little bit, she's talented. I'm not going to say that she's not. And her computer setup where she has the piano, she that's why I'm saying it's not just there's something like wrong with her or she's off. It's not that. She's just a hoarder and she doesn't like to clean. And she doesn't see the reason to. Sometimes I wish I had a little bit of OCD. Because the way y'all clean is chef's kiss. I'm telling you. Okay. Granny Annie, she doesn't. Because as you tell her that you would help her find help, there's 30 other people telling everybody to leave her alone. That she's okay. That's the problem. Here's another one. Violet. Now I know her name. Yes, Cindy Lou, sometimes they won't. They don't, rather. I've been watching Violet for a while. And how do I say this? I have always had my spidey senses have always gone off. Let's put it that way. Yes, please tap, tap, tap till you feel the heart's tail. Oh, I'm going to get there. My spidey senses have always gone off. First of all, she has a very soft, girly voice. Like, she doesn't sound like a grown woman, for one. She acts like she is above everybody else. Her life was perfect. You wanted to attain to her life. And you can try to by sending her money. So I came across her the other night while she was sitting in her neighbor's bed, upset. I'm like, okay, what's this? So according to her, she got a text message from her husband saying that he was leaving her, he wanted a divorce, and that he was with somebody else already. Now, I can understand that heartbreak. Right? I 100% understand that heartbreak. And I can understand not wanting to be alone for a night or two. Why is she still at her friend's house? The neighbor's, rather. Why is she still at the neighbor's house? Why doesn't she go home? Did he kick her out? I can understand why he would be done. I'm not even going to front. Her whole aura is off for me. Everything about it is off. It's all a facade. It's all fake. It's all meant to engender a lifestyle that she doesn't even live. She has gotten money for so many different things, including a car, from her chat. Does she even have a job? Yes, she uses religion, and y'all know how I feel about that. 2 cars. Wow. And now there's something wrong with the latest car, and she wants them to fix that too. White socks. Come on, buddy. Come on. Find some place to go. It doesn't have to be my lap. Don't hit the phone. Like, that's your thing. That's how you get me every time, right? Sorry for this intermission. She was on a talk show, I believe, about her behavior. Listen, I understand why. Y'all, cat is back again, and y'all want me to believe that it's not for rugs? Okay. Okay. I'm not surprised it would be about her behavior. So, what's her name? Her name is Violet, but if you want to watch her, just type in kindness matters underscore 47. Oh, it was about her bad, it was about bad parents. Was she the bad parent, or did she have bad parents? Yes, she is always begging. But what set me off was, you're supposed to be devastated. You say you've reached out to the other woman, and if I recall, the other woman didn't even bother to respond, because why would she? And she's like, and she knew that he was married to me, and clearly she didn't care. What is reaching out to her supposed to do? Now, I don't condone women being the other woman, not by any stretch of the imagination, but that woman didn't make a vow to you, he did. He made the vow to you. But this is what set me off. Because she literally out of her mouth said, guys, I need you to make me viral so I can pay my bills. So can you please go to my last 6 videos, watch them, like them, save them, and then share them out so I can go viral? That's what we're worried about right now? We're worried about going viral. So again, I don't have to get a job, because listen, you're going to have to take care of yourself now, ma'am. She's like, I'm going to go for alimony and I'm going to do this and that. But then in the same breath, she's like, doesn't he understand that I love him and I want to get back with him? Baby girl, he's been cheating on you. Why would you want him back? And I even, when I first heard about it, I was very understanding. And I said to her, I'm a little older than you. Let me give you a piece of advice. Change your screen name now. Yeah, it was all weekend long. Change your screen name now. You're no longer his angel. Somebody else is. And she just ignored it. No problem, boo. You got blocked early. Right. He probably did. He probably has somebody who wants to do something with their life and not lay around and just beg for people on TikTok. I'm sure he was annoyed by her TikTok. Because that became so much more important. And she, again, she tries to act like, I'm perfect, I do nothing wrong, and I love the Lord, and this, that. And there are people again in the chat. Well, we can understand if you still love him, your heartbreak. Girl, and I said this to her too, you aren't the first and you won't be the last of women who have had to pick up the pieces after a man's left. So pull on the strengths of the queens before you and set examples for the queens behind you. But and this is why I said what I said. If she was truly broken, I could understand. But when you're asking your audience to make you go viral so you can pay your bills, you're not that heartbroken. I'm sorry. What, Loca Mocha? He left her a long time ago? Well, she's probably using the fact that he actually sent her a text message saying, I want a divorce. She had a 38-hour live one time to raise money for an attorney for cyberbullying. Oh, Lord, we have a Gabby on our hands? She tried. Oh. So then that's why she's not upset. $6,000. Because I couldn't understand, why are you at your friend's house? Why not go home? Yeah, there's something wrong with the car. She wants them to fix that too. But the idea that in the midst of this immense tragedy, this immense betrayal, you're concerned about going viral is sketchy at best and a skit at worst. Look at her face. She just. You're not a little girl. White socks. She even went on vacation with one of her supporters. And I bet you the supporter paid for everything. Sit right here, please. You're okay. You are on me. You can feel me, okay? Thank you. You okay now? I don't know what's up with today. He's been easygoing lately when I go live, but not today. You know what? Well, welcome to the grid, girl, because that was ridiculous. He was in rehab for months far away last year, maybe. She was on every day asking for money. Yep. Well, there's her name in her app. Check her out. Because now she's on the grid, so she's going to get a little bit more attention from me. I feel you. My ex's birthday is 9/11. It's so fitting. It's so fitting. White socks. Okay. All right. Now you where you want to be, right? With your head in my hand. Damn Virgos. Hey, watch it. People around here are Virgos. Yeah, that's what they said. She was on Dr. Phil. Go down the rabbit hole. It's a long one. Faith for Security. She's another one that I've been watching. And she's made it to the grid. That is her app. She's had multiple names, but this is where she's at right now. So Faith lives in a hotel with her child. And she's, according to her, she doesn't get help for it. So, of course, the chat needs to pay for her room every day. Please tap, tap, tap till you feel the heart's tail. We don't care about the number at the end. We just care that the live doesn't get taken down. And I think we are on the FYF. Oh, yes, I did chase Wanders. I sure did. I sure did. Haven't seen him since. But that whole, what did he call it? Food strike. And then ate within hours and didn't even get all that he wanted. Performative. And I don't like it. Oh, I didn't see him last night. So Faith lives in a hotel with her child and she wants her chat to pay for it. She is rude. She is entitled. She feels like it's your job. Now, let me say a few things about her presently. There is a gentleman apparently that also lives in the motel, hotel, whatever it is, and his is paid for. So when he works, he gets to keep his money because the room is paid for. I guess until he gets his housing, she is also waiting for housing. So what does bright one here, Faith, do? She gets pregnant. Thank you for letting me know, Mona, that you got it off the FYF. She got pregnant by another technically homeless person, unhoused, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I know she's a felon. Let's talk about it. So she feels like she doesn't want to scam anybody who works every day, which is a lie because you have them paying for you. No, you did not, Miss T. Medina. She not pregnant by the homeless man. It's not, are you serious? Depends on where you live, fluffy chick. But this is her. That's crazy because she acts like he's the baby daddy. That's bananas. That's bananas. That's even worse. Because at least she'd be in a hotel with the baby daddy and he can help out. Residentially challenged. Shout out to Tim Nash. He's coming up. Don't worry. So, 3 children, 3 different dads. Wow. And she's young. Wait, Kiki, you mean Kanisha or Kiki with the 5 kids? Kiki. Don't tell me Kiki is pregnant. She has said that before, though. Kiki, wow. I'm gonna have to go check that out. So, this is her story. Yes, she's a felon. She doesn't mind saying so because she used to scam pharmacies. But in her estimation, because the pharmacy is insured, right, Japonica, there was no harm. Do you know how stupid you sound? The more you steal from a business, the higher their insurance goes, and they turn around and they raise prices on everybody. So you haven't just scammed 1 or 2 people off of TikTok, you scammed the country. Because now we're all paying bigger prices because you thought it was within your right to steal because they have insurance. A store shouldn't have to have insurance for theft. They shouldn't have to take a loss because of theft. Because it only translates into higher prices for everybody else. You simpleton. How do you fix your face to be like, I would never scam a hardworking 9 to 5 person? That's exactly what you're doing. The company isn't going to eat the loss. Correct. You can't even go get toothpaste. It's behind a locked wall. What do you mean Maggie finally got caught? Caught doing what? Did you stretch before reaching like that? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you a fan? Born in the Sunshine? Nope, haven't got to Tim Nash yet. Because this is the thing. You can say whatever you want to say about my reaction. Tell me where I lied. Where did I lie? Nope, don't block her. Where did I lie? Because if you don't understand how the world works, just say that. Just say that. Just say, I don't know how the world works. Well, this is the problem. When you scam a store, let's use Walgreens as an example, and they have to pay more insurance. Do they only raise prices in the Walgreens that got scammed? Or do they raise the prices everywhere? They rise the prices everywhere because there's people like Faith who go and steal all over the country. They raise the prices everywhere. So stretch where? Stretch where? And then you wait till you're pregnant to get a job, but you're going to do a virtual baby shower. How can you do a virtual baby shower? Because you probably... The one great thing about me, born in sunshine, there isn't a single person on this app that can do anything about my mouth. You don't fund me, feed me, or fuck me. So your opinion on me doesn't matter. And I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying. You're just going to have to get over it. Because nobody can make me shut my mouth. You want me to shut my mouth? Stop scamming people. Guys, make sure you're tapping because clearly she's upset that she's made it to the grid. Girl, you've gone a long time. You should have been on the grid a long time. And I gave you grace. She probably is. Don't worry, I'll get to Team Medina in a minute. They're not going to box up. I'm not even going to bother. They just like, shut my mouth. Okay. Guess what? Stop giving me stuff to talk about and I won't talk. I don't know, but she's concerned about a virtual baby shower. She probably had, oh wait, do we have a, yes, we do. We have a froggy one. Good morning. Can I help you?
Good morning. You said I wouldn't box, so here I am, bitch.
Do you think calling me a bitch makes any difference whatsoever? Like,
No,
so
no,
talk
but you
like
said
an
I
adult.
wouldn't, so here I am. So you
Talk,
obviously there goes right there. You don't know what you're talking
talk
about.
like an adult. Talk like an adult. So at your big age, you don't know that when people steal, it affects
But would
everybody?
you? But I bet you it's a double standard because I bet you would turn an eye to somebody else. I bet you a black mom in a black community you would turn an eye to, right? But you're
What
gonna
are
sit
you
here saying,
talking about?
"Oh, she's scamming the country." I don't even know who you're talking about, but you're reaching.
How? Wait a minute. If you know how the world works, when people steal
Okay, but
from an org,
would you
wait,
say the
don't
same thing
overtalk
about a
me.
black mom in a grocery store?
What are you talking about? I'm a black mom. What
Okay,
are
so
you talking about?
would you say the same thing about a black mom stealing groceries in a grocery store? Would you start this whole she's stealing from the country,
I'm
the
black.
whole
What are you
country? She's
talking about?
scamming the country. Oh my lord, she's scamming the country.
I'm a black woman, and the point of you can say whatever you want to say that it's a reach, but anybody with any knowledge knows that when people steal from retail and they quote unquote have insurance, they then turn around and raise prices. Of course she dropped. Because she thought calling me a bitch was going to make a difference. She thought she was going to get me out of character. She wants to talk about what I say that about a black mom stealing groceries. What is she talking about? I'm a black woman talking about a black woman. Did you enjoy your 5 minutes of fame? She's like, I don't even know who you're talking about. And yet, you came up here to run your mouth. And you told me to shut my mouth. Make that make sense. You don't know who I'm talking about. You don't know anything about this person. But you told me to shut my mouth. Ma'am. Tell me you're slow without telling me you're slow. No, let her stay, because maybe she'll learn something from the bitch. Maybe she'll learn something. Correct, Greasy Spoon. So the idea that she's scamming a Walgreens or a CVS is a harmless crime is false. Period. Miss Garvey, you're hilarious. Would I talk about a black woman? Like, help me understand how that made sense. Did you assume, thank you, Crystal, did you assume that because I speak with a professional tone that I'm a white woman? That I'm going after black women? Because if you were here for any length of time, you would know that I don't care about race, age, sexual orientation, religion, none of it. You're scamming people on TikTok, you can make it to the grid. Girl, please, I wish I would give you the box again. Please go sit back and learn something first. And just because you probably weren't here from the beginning, let me show you. This is today's grid. You can be black, white, young, old, addict. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that. Never have. Now, she's an addition after the fact. That's why she wasn't on the grid. She's an addition after the fact because I'm getting tired. The grid is open for everyone. Let's write down her name and maybe we need to go watch her. Right. Anyways, back to regular scheduled programming. Jordan Paul, we just talked about her. She's been on the grid many, many, many times. We spent 10 minutes talking about her today. And if anybody misses the live, it'll be up on YouTube by this afternoon. But Jalen, I'm tired. I'm tired of you coming to TikTok, pretending it's one thing when we all know it's just a money grab. That's all it is. As soon as I wrote her name down, I said, crying as usual. And I said, she's just waiting for somebody to ask what's wrong. So she's like, I'm depressed. I've been in the bed for 5 days. Okay. A lot of us suffer from depression. I get it. Then at some point she recites the serenity prayer for somebody else and then admits, I'm not taking my own advice. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Because, girl, that's not why you're here. And you're not really depressed. You want money. Period, point blank. It wasn't just last night she didn't have food. She actually said she's starving and she's trying to drink water to push the hunger away, but it's only making it worse. And then she tried to pretend like she doesn't know how to get food stamps. Really? Correct, Cindy. You don't. This is the thing. If you're struggling with food, you don't know how to look it up. She said she's never had to have food stamps in her life. And somebody was like, lucky. And she took offense. Like, what do you mean lucky that I've never been on food stamps? You are lucky. Correct. People were telling her you could do it online today and call tomorrow morning. Oh, I'll have to look into that. What do you mean? We all know she has more than one device. I would have been looking it up immediately. People told her about food banks and soup kitchens. And she's like, well, I'll have to try tomorrow and call. Girl, stop acting like a simpleton. We know you know. Cat is live again. I'm only saying it because I want y'all to understand how much she comes on, goes off, and comes back. That's the only reason why I'm telling you every time she comes on, I get the notification. Because this is all day long for somebody who has a job. Right. She needs tire for the car, which is why she can't leave. I love you guys too. Cat is like a light switch. What? Don't sit and try to act dumb in front of me. I can't do it. I can't stand when people play dumb. Like, I'm a damsel in distress. I need you to rescue me. And then someone says something about dry begging, and she's like, that's what they always say. Girl, I'm not calling you a dry beggar. You're just a beggar. You're just a beggar. As soon as I see you come on crying, I know there's an ask somewhere. Because that's the only time you come on crying. I said to her, don't 3 of y'all get a check? Don't 3 of y'all in the house? She was like, well, how far do you expect the check to go? When there are 3 of them, I expect them to go far enough. And if you're not getting enough to feed your family, why haven't you looked into any other way other than coming to TikTok? And let's remember, thank you, Sherry. Let's remember 2 months ago, 3 months ago, her rent got raised. She had a boyfriend. They slept together. He left her. She met another man that she's known all her life. He left her. Next month, it's a third man. And she gave him, according to her, over $500. And he stole her pew-pew and took off. And she didn't have the money to cover her rent. Again. They also bought her the car, bought the part that the car needed, and paid for the repair of the car. And then the man came back. So the people who gave you the money to cover his thievery, did you get the money back from him? Or did you say, baby, they paid me back, so don't worry about it? Or if he gave you the money back, did you pay back the people you got it from? I promise you she didn't. I promise you she didn't. So then you should be $300, $400, $500 ahead, no? So now we're here this month. She already got money for food last week. She probably has the word work filtered. You got money last week for food, which means you knew you had a problem with food. So why didn't you do anything to fix it last week? Mel, listen. I saw where a woman, she was being interviewed and she was in a line in California. She was numbered like 600 and something. And she was like, let's see if I even get food. There were 3 lines of people. And she was like, well, at least I get to watch the ocean while I wait. And then, of course, she pretends like she's turning things down. But then you have people like, I don't care what people say. You and your girls are hungry, so don't care what they say. Of course, she doesn't really care because she keeps doing it. But she wants to do it without critique. She wants to do it without people in her chat saying, this is what you always do. She doesn't want to get clocked. And I don't mean physically. I mean, she doesn't want her tea clocked. And she tries to hide behind people who are in the anti-scam community to say, oh my God, Digital's talking about me. Nobody can shut my mouth. Except for maybe my man. And that's only under certain circumstances. Nobody can shut my mouth. I don't care who you run to. Because, again, tell me where I've lied. If she has Medicaid and Medicare, she can get dentures. White Sox can't. Let me tell you, White Sox wish he could. I'm glad he's asleep now, finally. There are so many. That's why I say to people all the time, stick around. Stick around. I have another one for you. Thank you, AP baby. It's always something. Every month. And understand, I take notes and I clock the day. You called her out and she ended. Yeah, she doesn't like to get called out. She will end quick and be right back. Oh, thank you. I like the potatoes. Right, Penny. It's either you're selling something or you're begging. Where's the fun in TikTok anymore? I go to Instagram now. I go to Instagram. Unless there are specific accounts like about animals or kids or something like that. But it's begging. Well, let's not forget. There's tea pages. There's drama. There's begging. They're selling you something. There's religious pages. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's something you like, it's here. I like book talk. I've become a gaming expert because I don't know, I convinced him to come to TikTok. And now I have a job. I'm looking up stuff I've never even heard of before trying to fix it. Because he wants it to be a specific way. And if it's not that way, it's unacceptable. Japonica, some of them. Oh, I love cat videos. We sit here and we laugh and we compare them to our babies. I don't do ghost hunters. Sandra, I wish. I 100% wish they would. Well, she doesn't have any family. Her family is TikTok. So she was like, I'm turning everything down. What? If you didn't want help, why are you on TikTok? That's like a lady came on TikTok. Oh, thank you, Schindler. A lady came on TikTok and was bawling because she's pregnant with triplets and the man left. But she didn't want to talk. She just wanted to play slow music and cry. Why are you here? Let me just tell you something. When you go to her page and you see you see this face, expect a beg to come behind it. I don't even know if she comes live anymore and not beg. Right. Become like an affiliate marketer and get products and sell them. But that takes time to get the money. That requires working. There are expectations when you get the products. And they're not even big expectations, but they're expectations nonetheless. No, she just like it directly to her CA or PP or whatever it is that she uses. Someone suggested she go on Facebook and just say, hey, I'm here. Can anybody in this town offer me food? Now, I've seen other people do that, right? Her first response was, no, because I don't want anybody. And then she changed it. She doesn't want people in her area to know that she needs food. And so then my question is, do you really need food? Why are you worrying about what people know if you're trying to feed your children? J Mouse, they don't feel that way. They feel like if I want it and I don't have the money for it, somebody will. Some of them have the money and they just don't want to spend theirs. Shout out to Maggie. Right. Of course her kids are adults. Aren't the twins still going to school though? But then she said she doesn't like want strangers to know where she is, and because the car isn't working they'd have to bring it to her. But then she was like, oh, but maybe a food bank can bring it to me. Girl, look it up. You're in the area. But you don't want people on Facebook to know that you need food, but you'll take money from a stranger on TikTok? Right. They're 20 or 21, the twins? Get out of here. I know her son was grown. Get out of here. Get out of here. And they can't work part-time? And someone asked where they were, and she was like, oh, they're in there with their face in their phone. 21 years old, and they lay around and do nothing? Good morning. You gotta be kidding me. At 21, I was ripping and running. What? And I had already had a child by that point. I had been married and divorced by the time I turned 21. Had a child. And I was running and ripping. 21? Yeah, my face was in a phone so I could figure out where we're going that night. 21. The idea that I would lay up and then watch my mother beg for food? Slow has a spectrum. Slow has a spectrum. People would consider Maggie slow. And she's all over the country. Oh, Team Medina is live. Somebody go over there and find out. It's probably the hotel room. Because she was begging for it last night. Even though she said it was paid for, it must have just been paid for yesterday. Somebody go find out so I can start talking about her now. As long as you are on here taking advantage of people. Yeah, they went on a block tirade. She thought she was going to... She blocked Digital's account. I went in the other day and she blocked me. And I went in with the expose account and I said, you can't do enough blocking to stop me from watching you. She didn't even bother to block the expose account. The name is Team Medina. One word. I think it's Team Medina 36. Let's see what we're begging for this morning. The hotel room. Yeah, it's pretty early. I bet it's the hotel room. Yep, they need 45 for the room. Yep. Why am I not surprised? Because that's what she was asking for yesterday afternoon. Jalen, you gotta stop taking advantage of your chat. If you're struggling with money, you need to take a money management course. The fact that all of y'all get a check, but you don't know if you qualify for food stamps, how? And last week, people gave you money for food. Why didn't you do anything to try to fix it? Your fix is to come back to TikTok and ask for money. But a month ago, you had enough money to let a man borrow $500. Please make that make sense. A month ago, you had enough money to let a man borrow $500. You didn't ask for money for food that month. But this month, you need money for food twice? You see, that's the part that the people in the chat miss. They're so busy focusing on the fact that they don't want to be a troll or they're fixing the trolls, which, by the way, I don't care what label you put on me. I could be a troll. I could be anti-scam. I could be awareness. I call myself raising the consciousness. I don't care what label you put on me. I only speak what I see, what I hear. And then I extrapolate that to say, does it make sense or not? And it doesn't make sense that you last month could let somebody borrow $500 and you didn't ask for money for food, but this month the 3 checks didn't feed y'all. Were you feeding a 4th and a 5th? Were you also feeding your son and the man you're with and now you don't have the money? Yeah, Crystal, I'm not surprised. Because make it make sense. And why is it that you get to a certain point every month and you need money? We aren't even at rent day yet. Are we trying to get the money up for rent? And we're making it something else? Because people can't stand the idea of somebody being hungry. If my son calls me and he tells me he's hungry, I will move a mountain because I can't stand the thought of him not eating. Night Phoenix, I'm glad that in your area there are resources. Keep pushing, mama. Keep pushing. And eventually you'll be able to get out of that circumstance and you'll be independent. No, Big Banther, we don't do CAs here. Keep pushing. Congratulations. You found your resources. Keep pushing, mama. Don't turn into one of these. They came in here with one follower and one following. Welcome in. And by the way, let me say hi to everybody watching from the outside. Hello. You can come in. Nobody cares. Trust me. Jalen, you need to stop it. Because I'm going to clock you every time. Let's do the lady of the hour. Miss T Medina. Let's see. So on Saturday, well, let's go back to Friday after the live. Yes, please tap until you feel the heart's tail. Thank you, thank you. And if you haven't hit the Daily Heart Me, do so. Yes, she's the one who's on now begging for a hotel room. Now on Friday, when they had food in the hotel room, everybody's like, how are you? She's like, oh, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. We're just chilling. It's easy to chill when someone else has paid for everything for you. It's real easy to chill. But my thing is, if somebody had to pay for me to eat and have a hotel room, and let's not forget, pay for the dog, the last thing I would think is I'm chilling. Because I know tomorrow morning, I'm going to need money for the hotel room and food. Chilling. So let's start with, hold on. Here's the dog. Here's the dog. Excuse me? You don't have a door to open or a window to close, but you thought it was a good idea to get, don't say, oh, the dog is beautiful. It's a little girl. I forgot what they call it. But guess what she had to ask for? Dog food and pee pads. Right after I had the conversation with her Sunday morning saying, why would you get a dog when you don't have money to eat? I didn't say you had to get rid of it, but damn. Why is it anybody else's responsibility? Because Claudia wanted a dog. Oh, for one, let me just tell you something. So yesterday, while they were begging for DoorDash, because they've upgraded themselves, they're no longer in a motel. They're in a hotel that has a kitchenette. So now they can cook. I love how that's the goal. Let's get enough money to get in a kitchenette. Okay, so they were ordering food through DoorDash to make Dorito nachos. What? You know, if you order it from Walmart, it might be cheaper. But during that, Claudia's in the background saying she has a job. And then she says, I have a job. I'm just waiting for the background check to come back. Then you don't have the job. Good morning, Ladybug. Then you don't have the job. You have the job after your background check comes back and they give you a start date. Karina, we make not Dorito nachos, but we make like taco meat and eat it with Doritos instead of a taco shell. Love it. Favorite thing. You don't have the job until your background check comes back clean and they give you a start date. Until then, you are still technically in the interview process. Me neither. Correct, Manders. Even an offer letter is not a guarantee of employment. You are 100% correct. They can rescind that at any time. But she says that because it gives people the impression like they're actually doing something. Let's not forget the job that she needed to close for to get to Tuesday. Suddenly on Tuesday, oh, I made a mistake, guys. I didn't have the job. She's doing the exact same thing. She has a GoFundMe? Somebody send it to me. And I've been speaking with somebody that's been showing me proof that she tells people she's going to pay them back and she doesn't. I know, Berries. I wish he was here to make it. I'm not the cook. Well, I'm starting baking though. And I'm loving it. No one donated to it. They will try anything to get money. I just started baking. Finally got a stand mixer. Her name is Cleopatra. Right, Sandra. Yeah, she's getting a settlement. You mean the one from her girlfriend that had cancer that sends her a check every month? She lies about everything. And her cousin Mo came in here. Was it last Friday or Monday? She came in here at one point and broke down every lie. Oh yes, report the CA for sure. Anything except getting a job, scam opera. 110%. The Cash App is Megan Medina, I believe. As a reminder for anybody who might not have been here, this Saturday night, the 27th at 8 p.m. is going to be Digital After Dark. All for One MLA and myself are working on collecting CAs. We're going to show you how to report them, and then we're going to report en masse. Let's make the numbers. Oh, diabetics work every day. And then what cracks me up is she was like, I need my half of the room. What do you mean you need your half of the room? So Claudia's coming up with half? Oh, Team Medina 35. Thank you, Princess Peach. Might as well write that down. To add it to the list. If you see tall buildings, that's it. Thank you for sending me the GoFundMe. We're done. We're done. Cotton Kitty, it depends on what type of Social Security you're getting. If you go to my page, I actually have the payment calendar for every single type of Social Security. Some people get it based on their birthday. Some people get it on the 1st. Some people get it on the 3rd. It depends on the type of Social Security that you're getting. I saw it, Karina. Thank you. I have to read the GoFundMe out loud. Okay, maybe I'll do that on Wednesday. Excellent. I hope she enjoys Italy. Johnny Quest, as of right now, it'll be Friday. But in the meantime, you can go to Fallon's page. She posted a video to show that they are still doing the same thing. They're asking for people for money behind the scenes. Night Phoenix, I understand. My suggestion is you call an attorney first. Bender and Bender, to be specific. Yeah, Mommy Lease. That's because they worked. You saw the video? Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. It's Fallon. I don't know what else to say. It's Falon. I don't know the rest. I'm sorry. Does anybody know what Fallon's page is? Oh, thank you. I love fuzzies. I have one right now. It's a bear that Mister gave me for my birthday. I love a fuzzy. You get yours on the 28th? Yeah. So y'all keeping her comfortable in that hotel while you go to work. Yeah, it is just Fallon, but there's probably more than one. Yep, they were in there messaging people behind the scenes. But there's more. But I've been asked to wait until Friday, so Friday it is. Denise stop Fallon? Okay. So, of course, she's on this morning and needs more money for the hotel room. Of course she does. She can walk. In fact, I saw a video of pictures of her from when she was younger, and she was walking. She went to multiple proms, hung out with her friends, all of that. As well as there was a video of her walking into the bathroom. Yeah, love rules me. We Princess posted the CA. Yeah, she can walk. Now, I'm not gonna say she can walk a mile, but she can get out of that bed. I mean, out of the chair and walk. But she claims she can walk to the bathroom, but she can't take her own pants down. But she wants to live alone. Okay. She has cerebral palsy. Yeah, 400 people right now reported to CA. It might come down. Wes Wells is back to begging? No. Wow. Thank you, Peppy. Oh, they could all work a phone. They could get a job from home. No, don't do that. Oh, no, here. What is his excuse for being back? Anybody know? I know, All For One, you did so much work with Wes Wells. Oh goodness. Wes Wells is very thin. He looks like a hippie from the 60s, in my opinion. Tall, white. He claims he was never on rugs, but his teeth look like he was on rugs. He said that was just from not taking care of his teeth. I know, Peppy, but I was hoping. Because it's easy money. Faith wants to go to Coachella. Tanya, listen, I didn't want to say it. Right. Oh, they don't want to do anything. They literally think sitting on here and begging for money is a job. It's not. She's gotten the money to go to Coachella multiple times. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about it. So, Timothy, let's start backwards a little bit. So, it has come out and been verified that the gentleman he was working for and where he was living is a registered SO of a child. Like guilty. Not accused, guilty. And Tim knew there were pending charges that could result in jail time. I don't know what those were. But he knows who he's around. It's not a surprise. But he gets a check finally from the gentleman for $670 because he claims taxes were taken out. Even though the man told him that the reason why he was making him a contractor was so that he didn't have to deal with that would be on Tim. But suddenly taxes were taken out. And that the man gave him $670 and then told him he could live in the car hauler for a month for $650. Isn't that convenient? That the man's price is almost your entire check? No, a 1099, not a W-2. A 1099. A straight contractor. They don't usually pay your taxes for you. So he's in this trailer, and then we get introduced to a girlfriend, a young lady who has professed her love for Tim. Again, ma'am, you either have to be using or you have to be blind as a bat in daylight. Nobody, Amanda, and not even Tim. Now, this can't be the girlfriend that got the hip replacement. So this is somebody new. Are you blind as a bat, or do you use right along with him? Because there's no way you can look at him and be like, oh yeah, he's straight. He just has cancer and some other things. Correct, Mary Ellen. So he stays in it. He does videos in it. She does a recording of him in it and does a post. Like, it's great and wonderful. But he needs money, of course, because all of his money went into where he was going to stay. But at least he'd have a place to stay for the month, and he can save up money so that he can move somewhere. Now, I'm not suggesting that he should be able to shack up, but why can't you live with your girlfriend? But I digress. You've already paid for the month, so I'm going to stay for a month, right? Wrong. Tim says, which I don't believe a word of anything he says at this point, says, he comes back and says, I need a tent. How many times are y'all going to buy this man a tent? How many times? But why do you need a tent? Well, he told me yesterday it was because the boss propositioned the girlfriend and was like, he can't take care of you, but I can. Come be with me. Now, let me tell you why that feels off. Because why would somebody, knowing that they're going into prison, potentially, try to spark up a relationship with somebody who's going to be with the man that she professes that she loves on the outside? Make that make sense. Why would she even consider him when the man she professes to love is right there with her? I could see if Tim was going to jail, then he could be like, well, he going to jail. He can't do nothing with you, but I'm out here. I got money. I can take care of you. So much so that they got into some sort of altercation. And not only now did he lose his housing, but he's also lost his job. So we're going to go right back to needing money for a tent, needing money for a sleeping bag, needing money for an air mattress, needing money for the medication. But sir, you were supposed to get paid on Friday. So if you got paid on Friday, oh, he said he shorted me. But instead of sticking around, swallowing your pride and sticking around long enough to get your money, or at least save up enough so you can get a place, you want to tell me you left because he propositioned your girlfriend? Let me just tell you something. If I pay $600 to live somewhere, I'm living there. And just because he propositioned her, what does that mean? Again, when you have the luxury, I shouldn't say that. When you have the money to have the luxury to get up and walk away with nothing, that's when you do that. In the meantime, you swallow your pride and you do what you have to do so you can get to step B. But not Tim. Tim doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to swallow his pride ever. Because he knows he has people that are going to give him money. And Miss May, be for real. You know so much about him while you sitting there and mod for him. Every live. But then you want to float around anti-scam and be friends with people who are anti-scam and think you're not going to get called out. Girl, go away. Because you aren't doing a single thing to help him stop scamming. Not a single thing. If you know so much, why are things getting worse and not better? I've talked to her too. Right. And then she tries to put it off on other people. Oh, such and such is there. And Miss Fran May. Fran, why are you doing it? Miss May knows he's faking cancer. Miss May was told about the amputated leg. Miss May has been around and watched tent after tent after tent. And him begging for medication that no pharmacy would do. But you're still a mod. And then you want to come across a platform that's anti-scam and act like you're good. But let me just say this. I clocked her in somebody else's live, but I'm taking my own advice. If I don't like something that somebody has to say, then I'm going to come to my live and talk about it. In fact, the fact that she was still there, I left. I left. Because I'm not going to sit in a space with somebody that I know is playing games. I'm not going to do it. As long as she's there, I won't be. And I'm okay with that. Of course, 100%. The whole, I'm going to do something new. We're going to do this, that, and the third. Like he wasn't going to beg anymore. Correct, Crystal. She ain't even been around as long as some of us. But she has a special relationship and she's going to see that change comes. You've been around him for 2 months. I don't see anything getting better. Go pretend somewhere else. It won't be around me. She's like, y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. This, that, and the third. I'm friends with such and such. You could be friends with anybody you'd like. I won't sit with you. Period. And guess what? That's my right. If I don't like the way something's being done, I have every right to go sit somewhere else. She could stay exactly where she is. I'll be over here. I'll be over here. I don't care how badly I want to see a scammer. I'm not sitting in a room that accepts her. Sorry, just not going to do it. She said she was going to help. That her and her husband were going to see that they ate. That he ate. So keep doing it. As a matter of fact, why don't you just send him the money for everything so he doesn't scam anybody else? Mary Ellen, they all do. They block the truth. They block a legitimate question. For a fact, Krista. She said so herself. And I even said to her, I said, listen, have a money limit because he's never going to not need it. He's always going to be asking. And she was like, yeah, me and my husband have done it, but you're still a mod. You're still a mod. And you know everything that you know. I know probably 10 people tried to talk to you nicely about it. You were in a live. We were all kind. We were all gentle. We were all respectful. And at the end of the day, she was like, I'm going to still be a mod. Okay. Do that. But don't try to come around us like you're some noble night test that's going to come in and save the day. We've seen your kind before. We've seen your kind before. You don't fool anybody. Well, you clearly fool a few, but not me. Correct, Daisy May. If she hasn't recognized it yet, she's bent on not recognizing it. She doesn't care. So, do you, Miss May? And every time I see you, I'm going to clock you. I'm going to make sure everybody knows that you're still in there. Still modding. Still blocking the truth. Go be with whoever you want. It won't be around me. I have a standard that I set for myself. And anybody that lets her in, enjoy, because I won't be there. Sorry. Can't do it. Right. It's people like her who encourage other people. You're there. People see you. You seem normal. You have a normal page. If you think that what he's doing is okay, then I can trust that you do. So that I can send him money too. That's what being a mod implies. That it's safe here. That I can trust what's happening. Because heaven forbid, nobody would be a mod for someone who just lies. I mean, even Maggie tells the truth of where the money is going. It doesn't make her not a scammer, but at least we know it's DoorDash, a concert, a plane ticket, paying for her cell phone bill and her cable. Like, at least we know. But you mod for a straight liar. And you're okay with that. Okay. Well, you be okay with that. I don't have to sit with you. Anywhere. I don't care if you are in an anti-scam live. You're there, I won't be. Period. Correct. She is, again, I used to say it all the time. There are people who live with willful ignorance. They just don't want to know. So they don't take the extra step of finding out. But she didn't have to. 1,000,000 people have told her who he is and what he's about. And to be around us, she pretends like she's got some magical powers from behind the scenes. You don't. You aren't the first person, the second or the third that's tried to be his friend to help him. He only wants money. And when you are no longer protecting him, when you are no longer co-signing his lives, when you're no longer sending him money, you are no longer useful. Because there was a girl before you, Miss May. Wasn't her name Nikki? I don't see her very much anymore. Why? Why? Because Miss May came in and took over? Where's Nikki? Nikki was his ride or die. Daisy May, if he had the disease that he claims that he has, he wouldn't still be here. He's had no therapies related to that. He said he was curing it with food. We already know that hasn't worked. But he could be the first. I can't either. He looks the part. Some of them are able to clean up a little bit, but he looks the part. But let me I just want to show his twin real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Jump scare. What is this? What is this? What is the eyeliner for? Her boyfriend? I'm tired of her too. That is Lisa Richards, 100%. And now she's going back and forth with Nicole again. TikTok cover girl. Now that's funny. She's another money mule. I should say using a money mule. It's always somebody else's account. And yet she is still getting money. She probably is a working girl at this point. She got beat up yesterday. It makes you sad. It doesn't make me sad. To me, it is related to something else she has going on to get money. Because it's always on now. It's not even like I put it on a little bit. It's there every time she goes live. She doesn't go live a lot, believe it or not. Not like she used to. Which tells me she's getting money a different way. Ergo the eyeliner. She's using what she got to get what she wants, if you understand that reference. Good morning, good morning. How people can watch her and Tim and not understand what's going on is crazy to me. But it is also why I go live. And I try to explain to people, hey, waving the white flag. Hey, matter of fact, it's a red flag. Come over here. Caution, caution, caution. Don't send your money. It is not going where you think it's going. Simply gay. It's always for food. I told y'all a very long time ago. I don't even think she necessarily smokes that much anymore. She might be smoking something else, but it's not cigarettes. But I told y'all a long time ago, cigarettes and food was code word. It's code word for what she really wants. She knows she's probably being watched, listened to, recorded. She can't say what she really wants, so she says food every single time. I think the account she uses most is Lisa Boo Hates Me. Or Lisa Boo Hates You. Something like that. Right. She hasn't eaten in 6 months. But I tell y'all something. Her parents are gone. We've heard nothing more about them. I don't know if they're still in a hotel or not. But let me just tell you something. When your parents just walk away and leave you in a homeless set of circumstances, it's because they have reason to. So if her parents had reason to, why do strangers feel like it's their responsibility to take care of her when her own parents have said enough is enough? Oh, they are in a nice place now? Excellent. I'm happy for them. I am so glad they were able to get away from her. I think that eviction was the best thing that ever happened to them. Right, of course the dad is no longer sick. Not to the extent that he was, because Lisa was stressing him out. That makes me happy to know that they're doing well. That really does, because she was driving them nuts. It was stressful every day. I'm sure when she would wake up, they would be like, oh, here we go again. Here we go. And they gave her all these rules and she broke every single one of them. She wasn't supposed to be begging for money on TikTok. Eventually, they stopped trying because they knew she was going to do it anyway. I know they told her she couldn't do drugs in the house and she would be in the bathroom doing them. Her sister caught her. She brought so much bad attention to that home, to that area. It's ridiculous. And now she's still causing problems. Yeah, she's still with him because that's where she lives. She's not on the street anymore. Oh, Tim Nash is live. Okay, guys. Well, we need to go find out what he's going to ask for today. It's 9:35. I'm going to end the live here. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate that you get up early in the morning and you hang out with me. But the scammers are alive and well. And it's time for us to go watch them so that we have some content for Wednesday morning. Please hug your loved ones because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Okay? And please do at least 1 minute of self-care. You can't do anything for anybody else if you are not whole. You are my motivation for why I get up and do this. I thank you very much for the likes, the gifts, the joining the team. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys Wednesday morning. And don't forget to put on your calendar this Saturday night at 8 p.m. We're going to be doing Cash App reporting en masse. Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.